usually the Cumberland Boys Club, which was a floor hockey thing I worked with. I was working for Young Life at the time. It was a floor hockey club that we ran in Cumberland in the wintertime. But this is the summertime, and actually it was a Sunday afternoon, and I was just lazing on the couch, having a good watching the golf on TV, with my eyes closed, of course. And then God said to me, "I need you to do something for me." And I said, "Oh, what?" He said, "Well, just get in your car and go for a ride." So I got in my car, and I figured, I know what God wants. I was working with this guy, a bit of a alcohol problem, and so I thought, he's probably off the wagon. He's probably down at the pub down by my bank. So I went down to the bank where I worked and parked there and went into the pub, seeing if I could find my buddy, and no, he wasn't there. So I went over to the bank and checked it out and see if he was at the instant teller machine, maybe getting cash, So no, he wasn't there. So I got back in my car and I go, "So what do you want, God?" And he says, "Get driving." So I got driving, and God says, "Turn right." So I turn right, turn left. And I'm going down back alleys and places I'd never driven before, and I thought I knew the whole town. But I was in areas I'd never been in before. I was totally lost. And it was almost like I was in a fog type thing. And all of a sudden, God says, "Stop here." So I stopped the car and pulled over to the side, and I looked around to see where I was. And I was on Cumberland Road. And, of course, the Cumberland Boys Club. Now, this is in Courtenay. And the Cumberland Road, of course, is heading out to Courtenay. But I look to my right, and there's Paul's house. Paul, the guy that my number one guy I'm working with. And I look up there, and I go, God says, "Yeah, go get Paul." And I said, "Well, take a look. He's, his light's out, and he's in a second-story apartment building." He says, "His light's out, and he's not home." And God says, "Well, get your football." And I says, "I lost my football on the move." I said, "I haven't seen it." And he says, "It's in your trunk." And so I go, okay. So I go and I open my trunk up, and sure enough, in the back of my trunk is this football stuffed away up in the back. I thought it was lost. So God says, "Throw it." So I get back and give it my best throw I can throw. I wing the ball, and then I look out and I realize, this is not going to end well, because I had thrown it towards the apartment's main door with a great big plate glass window. I thought, oh well, this won't be the first window I've ever broken with a ball. And I thought, I don't know how I'm going to explain it to the police or the insurance company about why I threw the ball while God told me to. Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. And so I had thrown the ball, beautiful spiral, by the way. And just as it was coming down, Paul stepped out of the door, and I hold, "Catch it!" So Paul catches the ball perfectly. He embraces it. Tears started to trickle down his face, and he goes like, I haven't played football since college, and I love playing the game. I said, "Well, you know what, Paul? I think God's got something in store for us. What are you doing today?" I says, "Let's take a ride out to Cumberland." And you know what? If we see those three guys, they're kind of like the gang leaders, Richard and his crew. If we see the guys, then we know we're on the right track. So we went out to Cumberland. We drove around the town a bit, didn't see nothing, went down to the park, and Paul and I started throwing the ball back and forth, and all of a sudden up on the hill in the park, I hear Richard. It's like, "Hey, God, man!" And I go, yeah, that's what he called me. He probably thought he was insulting me, but to me it was quite an honor. Anyway, "Can we play with you guys?" And I said, "Sure, come on down." So they came. Next thing you know, we had 20, 30 teenagers playing football, and then we turned it into every Sunday afternoon all summer, and we played water balloon volleyball and all sorts of stuff. Had an absolutely awesome summer, and just led right back into the winter with the boys club. And I'll tell you more about where that all went. Anyway, so sometimes it just pays to be listening and obey. Bye now.